All right, six-figure trucker. Am I on track to make six figures? Again, this is my second year in trucking. I am a company driver, not a lease operator, not an owner-operator. I am a company driver driving a company truck. I am a W-2 employee, not a 1099. Let's talk about it. Coming up. For those that want to start at the beginning, I'll leave a link above to the first chapter of Six Figure Trucker, which was the month of January. And then I'll leave another link above to the second chapter of Six Figure Trucker. And I'll leave those links up above on the card, and I'll also put them down below in the description. As always, I am a company driver. This is my pay statement, my actual pay statement. We'll start with week 1. There's 4 weeks in this particular month. And this check is for 2021, week 10. This check has the second installment of my sign-on bonus. We will talk about that at the end of the video. Since I was going to home time, I actually only have one run on this check. This run went from Fort Recovery, Ohio to Laredo, Texas. However, since I was going to home time, they routed me through my home in Shadydale, Georgia. Now, I don't know about on your map, but on my map, when you go from Fort Recovery, Ohio to Laredo, Texas, you do not pass through Shadydale, Georgia. How many companies do you know pay you to take a load home, sit on that load, and then take that load onto its destination? I don't know of any other. I'm very thankful that they do. All right, in this section, if you look at the rate per mile, something unusual that Cheeseman does, if you look, the miles are broke down by state traveled in: Georgia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee. 55 cents for the miles in Georgia, Kentucky, and Tennessee, but only 45 cents for the miles in Ohio. Let's discuss that later in the video. Next question, are they fair in their calculation of miles? Do they use that household mover guide? No, they use PC Miler. But let's take a look at it and see how fair it is. All right, as you can see, I'm adding up the 4 states' mileage to get from Fort Recovery, Ohio to Shadydale, Georgia. I was paid for 634.2 miles. All right, let's check it out. Let's punch it into Google Maps. That's something everybody uses. Fort Recovery, Ohio. Click on directions. Shadydale, Georgia. Maybe we ought to reverse that since we're going the other direction, but we'll click on the reverse here in a second. There we go, reverse. And it says, Google says, 638 miles. A 4-mile difference? I'm certainly not going to quibble about that. All right, it's time for the summary box. That's what we all came to see anyway, right? All right, empty miles, $6.11. Loaded miles, $1,001.30. You get paid the same for loaded miles as you do for empty miles at Cheeseman. I only had one stop, and it was $20. Again, this check was different because I went to home time and stayed at home. My summary was $1,027.41. That comes to 55.54 cents per mile, which is one of my lowest ever cents per miles, but that's because there was nothing extra on this one. There was no hazmat, no handling and securement, only one stop. I promise the other 3 weeks will go a lot faster. This is week number 2 of the month and the 11th week of the year. This, again, is my actual pay statement. All right, we're going to look at an individual trip. This trip was from Laredo, Texas to Kinston, North Carolina. You'll notice there is a layover pay right there. There was a delay in picking up my load by 1 day in Laredo, Texas. It did not clear customs or whatever it has to do coming across the border. Not my fault. They paid me $100. All right, look at the stop pay down here. The delivery stop pay was $11, but the pickup stop pay was $20. Why is that? Hey, we'll discuss that later in the video. As you can see, the mileage is broken down, again, by state. Every state that I traveled through: Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Texas. Wait a minute, hold the phone. Just last week, you were telling us that you get paid 45 cents a mile when you're in the terminal zone and 55 cents a mile when you are in the other zone. Something's not adding up here. That's right. We got a 4-cent across-the-board increase that took effect on the 7th, and that caused me to get paid 49 cents and 59 cents, respectively. Okay, back to the trip. As you can see, I was paid 59 cents and 49 cents at the new rate, and you see the stop at $11 and the $20. This was a total of 1,606.4 miles, and the trip paid 1,046.63. I've popped up this second trip from Fort Recovery, Ohio to Coppell, Texas, just to point out the hazmat miles. This is something that's different on this trip. I got paid for 981.3 miles of hazmat miles. Anytime it's a hazmat placarded load, you get paid 4 cents extra. Okay, it didn't take me too long to get to the summary box on this one. All right, summary box has a little more information on it, so it will take a little longer to get through it. Empty miles, $99.06. Handling and securement, $22.22. This is when I have to put blocks in or take blocks out. We'll explain that in another video. Hazmat miles, $59.35. Layover pay, $200. One was a 34-hour reset, and the other one was me having to wait in Laredo an extra 24 hours that wasn't expected. Does the company you're currently with pay you to do a 34-hour reset on the road, or are you just expected to do it? Something to ask yourself. All right, continuing on. Loaded miles, $2,113.10. $11 stops, $22. $20 stops, $120. As I explained, $11 stops are those that are in the terminal zone, and $20 stops are those in other places. We'll talk about that later in the video. All right, time for week number 3. Week number 3 was the 12th week of the year. As usual, here is the pay settlement statement. All right, let's go straight to the earnings summary box. There's nothing really unusual on the trips. First thing you're going to see is there is detention pay. This is something unusual. As you can tell, I've only gotten $160.17 in detention pay for the entire year, and I got $95.67 of it this week. At Cheeseman, we get paid detention pay after 1 hour on an LTL load and after 2 hours on a full trailer load. And this does happen on occasion. We all know it does happen, but as you can see, it happens rarely. The empty miles was $111.86, as again, we get paid the same for empty miles as we do loaded miles. Layover pay, $100. It was a 34-hour reset. Loaded miles, $1,872.43. Stops in the $11 zone, $22, and stops in the $20 zone, $100. 5 stops. That comes to $2,301.96. Now, if you take the total amount of compensation divided by the miles driven, you'll find I got 64.47 cents per mile. That's pretty dang good for a second-year truck driver. All right, we have reached the week 4, which is the 13th week of the year and the end of the first quarter. Where is 2021 going? Okay, the trips are all normal, so let's go straight to the earnings summary. That's what we all want to see anyway, right? Again, I had detention pay. Not a lot of it, but I had detention pay, $30.74. That's for an hour and 43 minutes, by the way. That's how you can figure that out. My empty miles, $90.82. Handling and securement, $34.42. There were no hazmat miles. Insurance cash out. Insurance cash out means I do not take the insurance because I have insurance from another source. That could be, you could have insurance from military, you could have insurance from a spouse that works. There are a lot of reasons you could have insurance that would cause you not to need to take the company insurance, and Cheeseman will pay you $300 a month if you're not using the company health insurance. The loaded miles was $561.74. The $11 stops, there was one, it was $11, and there were 3 $20 stops for $60. The summary for this week was $1,088.72. Now, it really looks like it came out to a lot per mile here, 89.08 cents, but that's because of that additional $300 cash out. A mile is a mile, right? Shouldn't they all pay the same? The owner of this company says that if you're driving further and you're sleeping behind the seats, you should get paid more. If you're driving to more difficult states, you should be paid more. It's his company. I agree with him. So the mileage pay when you are in the terminal zone is between 48 cents and 50 cents per mile, depending upon your experience. I am at 49 cents. Again, the terminal zone are the 4 purple states: Ohio, Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And the green states are at 58, 59, and 60. I'm at 59. Just like mileage, you get paid on stops differently. Stops in the green zone are $20. Stops in the purple zone are $11. And if you do a crown interplant, that's $8. And if you go to one of those hot spots, it's $20. And if you go to one of the red areas, it's $25 a stop. Pretty simple, right? None of this is hidden or classified information. If you go to the company's website, Cheeseman.com, click on careers, you can then click on compensation. And it's all spelled out right there. Terminal zone, green zone, red zone. You can download the 2021 mileage pay plan. You can download the stop pay plan. This is all available for anyone to take a look at, and it's right in black and white. Here's the comprehensive pay and benefits plan. Now, do I get paid if you decide to come here and you mention that I recruited you? Absolutely. I get paid well. I get a $5,000 referral bonus. I don't get that immediately, however. I get that spaced out over a year. I get paid it at 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 1 year. And if you're a regional or OTR driver and I recruit you, experienced driver, you get $3,000 paid out over 270 days of employment. You get paid that at 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, and 9 months. This is why on the second paycheck of this year, I got a $400 increment of my sign-on bonus. And on the 10th week of this year, I got a $600 sign-on bonus. So I have received $1,000 of my $3,000 sign-on bonus. Okay, now it's time for the big question. Am I on track after 13 weeks of the year to be a 6-figure trucker in my second year driving a truck? We take that number from the last paycheck. Remember, I always told you, if somebody shows you a paycheck and says, this is what you're going to make, ignore the number on the left for that week. Look at the number year to date. My year to date number is $23,789.52. We will divide that by the number of weeks that have already passed in the year, 13. Then we take that result and we multiply that times 52. That's going to give us $95,158.08. I'm a bit short of my goal. Now wait, we got another $1,000 to add in there. Remember that $400 bonus and that $600 of my sign-on bonus? So if we add that, I'm at $96,158.08. I'm just a little short of my goal, but we've got a lot of year left. I think I can get it back on track. Remember to like, share, and follow for more content.